A beautiful morning to you, viewers. This is now streaming on ACNNTV, coming to you from the capital city of Abuja. I am Adeshewa Orioye, your anchor for today. And I also have with me in the studio my co-anchor, Femi Ogundari. Good morning, Mr. Femi.
Good morning, Adeshewa.
Yeah. And also with us in the studio is Dame Christiana Uzochi Onabu. She is a coach, mentor, and change advocate. Good morning, ma.
Good morning, Adesha. And
Yes.
Good morning, Femi.
Thank you. Good morning.
Happy to be with you.
Yes, thank you very much. All right. So, viewers, do not forget that you can call in, make your contributions via our phone numbers, or send your comments via our various social media handles, both displayed on your screen. You know, we always like to share your thoughts and opinions about things that are going on around us. We are diving into a topic that is crucial for the future of our nation: the importance of youth empowerment and vocational skills training. In a world where academic degrees aren't always a guarantee of employment, equipping our youth with practical skills is more important than ever. So we'll be exploring the benefits of vocational training, the challenges faced by young people seeking these opportunities, and what we can do to bridge the gap between education and employment. I am Adeshewa Orioye still, and I have my co-anchor with me, Femi Ogundari, and we have our guest here, Dame Christiana Uzochi Onabu. She's a coach, mentor, and change advocate. Thank you for all your comments so far and this that we want to discuss now. Thank you so much, ma. Now, moving on to the questions, we'll dive right in because of time. And we all know what youth empowerment and vocational skills means. So, but I just, in simple words, for our viewers out there, especially the young ones who seem to be confused because of a lot that is happening in our society today, I want you to tell them why should they get vocational skill, and possibly outline the most in-demand vocational skills in today's job market, and how it can be acquired. Yes, ma'am.
So, vocational skill is a path to youth empowerment. And as UN has defined that youth, young people who fall between the ages 18 to 35 years. But in Nigeria, because of our peculiar situation, you still have people who are up to 45, 45 that are still
Peculiar situation indeed.
claiming to be youth because they don't have anything meaningful, that they are doing. So vocational skills, they are practical hands-on trainings young people go through to develop themselves, build their confidence, become self-reliant, and at the same time be able to take decisions that will further make their future, a very meaningful one. So it's a bit different from the regular or secular education we have, where you get a HND degrees or master's degree or PhD. But it's still also a form of education, because in acquiring skills, the youth gets to be trained on that particular field. They would define what the skill is. They will tell the youth the different parts of the skill, how to go about it, but is focused on practicals. You don't just read and go with the head knowledge. You have to try out your hands on it. Whatever you hear in terms of words, you're expected to practice it, put it into practice. So it's a hands-on education that goes with some specifics. All right, so we have trade skills, we have technical skills, and we also have what we call service-oriented skills. So they are the different groups, but all those skills put together is what you call vocational skills. So why should the youth engage into it? Not even the youth, even me as an adult.
Yeah.
There are so many reasons why the youth must engage in vocational skills. The university degree is no longer enough even to provide food for anybody.
Yeah.
Not even enough to fetch job for anybody. When I graduated in 1987, I did my youth service in 88. I didn't get a job until 1991.
Wow.
So this job issue didn't start today. But in our own time, you could spend 1 year, 2 years, 3 years before you get a job. Some were lucky to get a job, immediately. You could do your service and the company will take you up immediately. But I spent 2 years before I got a job. And then moving forward, I began to see youths 10 years, 7 years, 15 years, 20 years. They don't have any meaningful employment except the ones they created themselves. So that now made our country and so many other private sectors and some NGOs to begin to talk about vocational skills as a part to alleviate the pains that people are going through and fight poverty, So because we don't have enough jobs for people, even those who are working are underpaid. They are not really paid their worth. I'm yet to see the percentage of Nigerians who are working that will say that they are paid their worth in this country. But then because we don't have many options, we have to make do with what we have. They say half bread is better than none. So the youth must take note of that as much as we chase university degree and education, that is no longer the ultimate or the final say. It doesn't have the final say, anymore. That's one. Two, some of the youths are not academically sound. They don't have the capacity, either because they didn't have a good foundation, especially the ones that are in the village. You could see a youth who finished secondary school in the village that can hardly spell his or her name or make one statement,
a sentence.
Another sentence, another. So such people, vocational skill could serve as a means or a platform for them to get something that will support them in life and to do it. And of course, the peer pressure, when some youths look at the other ones who are working, the pressure is there. They have cars, they can feed themselves, they get married, and then you see you yourself, you're sitting down, you're not able to even get a house in another. So that pressure is there. But basically it's because there's no employed jobs for most of the youths, to do. So we encourage vocational skills. And even some of the people who have gotten jobs actually got jobs because they developed these skills somewhere along the line. So when they had the opportunity to go for interviews, because they had these skills going for them, they got the job first before the other people. So you can't even discount the place of skills. Whether you're a graduate or you're a non-graduate, it is encouraged that young people have skills, one or two in the area of their passion that will support them. I teach multiple streams of income. There's no skill you have in this life that is a waste.
Yes.
As a worker, the first year, even when I was on training, I learned how to sew. In the evening, I close work. I go to my neighbor's place. The woman was a teacher and also sewing. So I would stay there, learn. So I did a lot of things even while I was working. I learned how to make peanuts. I just chilled soft drinks. I sold, from my car to my colleagues, because I read a book on multiple streams of income. And you're talking of in the early 90s. Now you even need that
more
psychology more than in the 90s. All right, that youth should think always of multiple streams of income. How can I create multiple streams of income? We started by talking about increases in tax and tariffs.
Yes.
So how do you mitigate
Balance
all those
that.
and then balance your life and not depend on people? So that's what it is. Multiple streams of income is the ultimate for people who have skills. it helps them to achieve, that. Even when they're on leave. I've seen in my many years of mentoring people, some youths that came to do IT in my office. I found one boy who learned plumbing. And he was in the university. So when he's on holiday, he goes to do his plumbing job. Wow. He generates his school fees. Some learned how to make hair. And that was how he saw himself through university. So many of them, like that have come across. Some went to do mechanics, automobile mechanics, and when they're on holiday, sometimes if they even within, and I tell them, I say, even within where you're schooling, tell everybody, some students have cars, tell them that you're a mechanic. They can pay you and you service their car and all that. So, and you find them from sending you text messages or calling you to say that they have issues. You give them ideas. Just like they say, if you give somebody fish to eat today, you'll have to give another day. But if you teach the person how to fish, you will never have to give the person fish again. So that's where we'll have to focus as we deal with the youth, that these skills are very, very important. There's no pride in this. There's no gainsaying. There's no need raising your shoulders to say, I'm a graduate, I cannot go and get skills in another. If you don't get skills, you pay the people who have the skills, and you have to get the money to pay them to do the job.
So where do you get the money?
So myself now as a clergyman, I can learn how to make hair, and I will make for
yes, of course.
Men make hair.
Men make hair. They make a lot of money.
And my bishop will not persecute me for that.
Yeah. You remember some years back, there was a time that Ghanaian guys were all over Nigeria making hair. How did they learn it? Some of them learned on the job.
Yes.
It was hunger that chased them out of Ghana when they had issues. But they later went back. But they took these skills back, and you couldn't beat them. Any salon where you had...
On a quick one, may I ask, we have some underrepresented people, or probably marginalized people, such as youth with disabilities. How can youth empowerment initiatives address their challenges? It's a unique one at that, because they are underrepresented.
Okay, so there's something I've learned in life from my mentor, Napoleon Hill, who said one of his 17 principles of success is learning from adversity. So we need to teach people how to learn from adversity. And the principle around that success number is that for every adversity, there's an equivalent benefit you get from it. So God knows why somebody is born with one bad leg, or somebody is born with one eye, or blind another. But if you look, you find most blind people are really gifted. Yes. And a lot of them have identified their gifts. The likes of E. Daniel, don't know if you've met him, yes.
Kobangs, yes.
They are breadwinners for their families, using the skill. They are my friends. I've stayed close to them. I learn a lot for them. They are very, very deep people, wise people, and they know how to make use of their talent. I've seen a deaf and dumb person who is a pastor teaching his own people, because they use sign languages. I married another person from that group. They have a daughter that is currently even in our incubation center in another. So what we call disability, we need to support these people to understand that it's not really a disability, it's just the way it is, and there's need for them to convert it to something beneficial. So my advice to such people is don't get discouraged, don't feel the pain, because the important thing is that you're even alive. Some were born with 2 hands and legs and all that, and they never saw the light of the day. Some died after 1 year and all that. So, but as long as we have our breath, there's a purpose, for life. So they need support. And I know that a lot of NGOs are supporting them. Government groups, some organizations are also supporting them. But what I would just say is that there's need for us to be more intentional about these people, just like you have some of the missionary outfits. We need to have a center for them. something like an incubation
Okay,
center.
basically for the disabled.
Yes, for them, so that we provide facilities that will support them to move around, do the things that they need to do. And probably after they have learned this skill, we encourage them to have a business hub where they can market their products, and their services. We're doing a lot of quick fix things, for the youth and the people with disability. And so sometimes when they leave, they don't have that capacity, they don't have that resilience, to put through, to continue. But if you put them in an incubation center, I know some people, it's not rehabilitation, just call it incubation center, because it's a place you provide facilities to train them. You have computers, they have all these, deploy solar, let them have fun in their life and be happy, there. And they're not going to be there alone. They will still be there with those who don't have, even disability, and make that place very comfortable. I felt so bad when one of my sons, spiritual son, told me that he got admission at one university in Nasarawa, and they could not admit him because he was blind.
My God.
So when you have that kind of a situation, but thank God he was a strong-willed person. He didn't allow it to deter him, but he wanted to be a graduate. Wrote JAMB, passed it, because I think JAMB has
a lot of
this, and all
there are
that,
a lot of organizations are breaching the
gaps.
gaps.
To the university, he was told that, look, we don't have facilities. Well, yes, the university didn't have the facilities for real, but why shouldn't we have facilities? At least some universities can look at that and provide such platforms, for them, and then those people will now be linked to go to such universities where they will get that training, But as far as vocational skills are concerned, I think that it is something. If we have a music school, fine. Those of them who don't see and who do not hear can come there. They end up being good teachers, for even the ones that see and all that. So.
All right, thank you very much, my viewers. Can you hear this? This has been informative and enlightening for me, and I hope it is for you also. And I would still like to hear from you. You can call in the number showing on your screen and keep sending your comments so I can read them here. I have a comment from a viewer. He said, the Igbo apprenticeship system is a traditional Igbo business practice that involves learning vocational skills through apprenticeship. Nigerians should wake up again. Parents should be intentional about vocational skills instead of buying laptops for their children to learn Yahoo Yahoo. Our ladies should also learn vocations before going into marriage. It will help them. But our youth desires to get rich quick instead of vocational skills. Now, I have a question that it's in line with this. There are challenges youth empowerment programs in Nigerians face, and I was about asking how they can overcome them. Speaking of parents, we have some parents can be, because I've had firsthand where, my child cannot learn nails. Okay, it happened to me. We did in my school. There was entrepreneur skill, and I picked that. I just love doing that. Pedicure and manicure. In fact, I was doing it in school. As though I was cooking, because I got that from my mom, and I was also doing pedicure and manicure. I was merging it together. But I remember at first my mom would be like, she talked down on that dream. I also have a friend who we were doing that. They talked down on the dream. Then there was a particular day when she came to my school. This was even after I graduated. Then there's a lady. I wanted to get something for her. The lady has a shop, well designed. What was she doing? Pedicure and manicure. I had to tell her. She just graduated, and I told her that, Mommy, see the work that you said. Mommy, like what is that? In fact, she was able, through that, she gathered funds and she left the country. She was paying, she was getting money, because that place is a student area. So imagine they have to queue, she have to employ people. So now we are talking about challenges. How do youth, especially those who desire and have this is a factor, we have other factors too. How do they overcome this?
So overcome which of the challenges?
The challenges facing empowerment programs in Nigeria, those factors, a form of parents that said, I've trained you to school, you have no business in unskilled job. What concerns a doctor with a makeup artist? Like some parents are like that.
Okay, there was something my friend said one of the days. He said that some people are born with golden spoon. Some are born with silver spoon. And some with bronze. But at her own, she doesn't even know whether she ever saw wooden spoon. So it's a personal thing. Do you understand? And I know that children of these days are very smart and strong-willed people. They speak their mind.
Yeah.
All right? As much as parents see them as being rude or being very arrogant. I just know that they are courageous. They speak their mind. So my advice here would be, are you born with the golden spoon? Find out whether the golden spoon is still available to you when you become a youth or when you're just a child. Can your parents provide everything you want in your life? And even if they do, is that the best way to live your life? You're actually a parasite and a very dependent person. You know, I don't see how that person is going to survive in life, even in marriage and all that. If your parents are going to provide everything, you know, provide car, provide food, provide handbags, provide everything, ticket to travel and all that, okay? If you're also born with the silver spoon, you need golden spoon, all right? So you have to walk your way from that silver that parents have provided to get in. I didn't like poverty at all in my life because I saw my father struggle to put us through school and to feed us. I come from a very large family. And so right from time I started trading at the age of 9 years. I had what they call piggy bag. Where I keep safe, you know. I started this Christmas money they dash people. I use it, you know, there's this thing they call article. I don't know if you ever heard about it, if you are young people. So it's you buy match box and you count them in sticks. You buy a packet of sugar and you count them in waterproof and sell. So I had a table in front of my father's house. So I've always been a very, you know, commercially oriented person in my life because I saw my father struggle, I saw my father suffer, and he wanted the best things of life for his children. So I actually did it to support him because I put that money, when I finish, I'll go and count my capital and give him the other profit. And I thank God because, you know, I did all those things. I was doing it for the love I had for my father, to support him, to feed his family. I used to be the last person my father would pay school fees for because I wouldn't give him trouble, you know, anything. I early enough, I saw him struggling. I saw him suffering, you know, to put the children. So all these are youths. What do you see your parents going through? For you to think that you just sit down, if they tell you, I've heard my son say, Mommy, you want me to come and sit down in your house, you feed me in the morning, I drive your car, I do this. No, it's not going to happen. Do you understand? And I say, okay, fine, I like that thought. So what are you up to? Do you get the point? What are you up to? And he has his own things, you know, that are going for him. My daughter's the same thing. They learned how to make hair before. I said, don't call me and say you need money to make hair. They learned how to cook food. So the second one was plaiting hair in school and collecting money. Collecting money. Yes,
school business is
my niece.
Enriching.
My niece, when she was in Buckingham University, she cooked food for you people, millionaires' children, and all that. I said, charge them the more, you know, and get your money. Do you understand? They couldn't mix rice and tomatoes and all that. So that's what we're talking about. And the ones that have learned it, that their parents have taken care and enough time to train, use it to create multiple streams of income. That's what you should do. So, but my advice is that don't sit down and wait for parents to do everything for you. If somebody makes sure they get rich quick,
Yes.
we have to be patient when it comes to skill. develop yourself. I think it's the comment that somebody made, that the Igbo style is very intentional. It requires patience. They go at the age of 10, 9 years, 11 years, and they live 10 years with the master. You know what it means to live with somebody 10 years?
Learning the skill.
They take all the pains, they take all the discipline. But go and see what they are doing. Some of them get richer than their masters when they start.
Then compete.
And they set them up. So why is it that some of our youth are not patient enough to serve? I say service oriented. They are not even patient enough to serve. They will prefer to beg you money rather than to ask you, "Auntie, is there anything I can do to earn?" And even when you ask them, they take it to be an insult.
Yes.
So there's also pride, in our youth that has also made them not to even see opportunities when opportunities are there. And I'm so sorry to say that it has to stop.
Yes.
We shouldn't encourage people begging.
Yes, I think we are going to do a part 2 of this because she talks lengthily and breaking, because I would even want to say like the words to advise to, aside of the comment that came in that I read, to tell the viewer, but I'm sure, except even not to insult the deafs, but all she has said is enough for anybody. Be determined. I don't think there's any challenges that can hold you back. Poverty, adversity is a challenge itself. So that should push you forward. Do I want to go hungry? No. Do I, especially those that the background, your family background. So that should even foster your zeal and push you out there. But still, in case there's still more that you want to, tell our viewers out there, just in few seconds, so we can round off as well.
All right, viewers, I'm an example of somebody who learned from adversity. Like I said, I saw my father struggling, to feed a large family. So that was my adversity. And I learned from it that I could do a lot of things, to support my family and support other people. And I still do it. There's nothing I find too difficult to do. I can sweep. I don't even do it for fees, but I do them. But if I have to do it for fees, I will do. I don't care. Yes, I will do. I tell people, provided I'm not coming to Adesheyi to ask you, please, can you buy me a recharge card?
Yes.
Or can you give me money to go to the salon or come to you? No, I want to be myself. Youth must learn how to take charge of their life and not to hand their lives over to another person. Whoever that is providing for you is in charge of your life.
Yes.
But the day you decide to provide for yourself, you are now in charge of your own destiny and your life.
No wonder she's Dame.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Ma, for your explicit and robust opinion and lecture. Femi, do you want to say something?
Yes, I would just want to say that let me seize this privilege to tell viewers that after this program, I will see Mama. So that I will know what
you can
I can do. They call it side hustle.
Yes,
side
exactly.
hustle. And to viewers, but please be intentional. The Nigeria we are today, you have to get different things doing to survive.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know
so
if I can also say that we run an incubation center at Kuje for the youth for skill acquisition. We have fashion, we have home management, and we have agric sector. We have 2 greenhouses there. We have poultry, we have a fish pond. So it's open to anybody who wants to come and learn.
All right. So viewers, you've just heard that from Dame. She just opened that floor that you can come around. There is no 2025 is not a year of excuses. You just have to take the bull by the horn. You can see now there is no more free data or free airtime that years ago you will say it's ninth call. There is nothing like that anymore. So you just have to fend for yourself and take charge of your life. I don't know. I've learned a lot, and I don't know if this has also touched you in one way or the other. Till we come your way, please don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Thank you.